Okay, so, I'm excited to hear everybody pitch on Friday. I'm hoping that we have a lot of people that have signed up. And I mean, we're still early, so there's only a few right now, but I have faith. I have faith there will be more. But I think maybe let's give it a few more minutes. Wait for a few people to come back and then we'll get started again.
She's preparing herself now.
Okay. Just give us a heads up when you're ready and just unmute yourself and then we'll go through and review what you currently have and then provide feedback, answer any questions.
Hi, unfortunately, I don't really have much down yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still like working on it.
No problem, Melanie. I get it. Do you want to ask any questions? Do you want to go over what you currently have? Or what's the thing that you're most worried about?
Well, I don't really know if I'm going the right direction with it, especially with the feedback I got from last time, which was really critical feedback that I definitely needed.
From Mark, the pricing guy?
Oh no, the one before that.
Okay. Do you want to talk about it some more?
Sure, yeah. I want to incorporate both my hiking group and my like mobile IV nursing work into like a holistic retreat. And I don't want it to be like what he said where you're selling tacos, but you're also like selling this, two different things that don't make sense together. But in my head, it makes sense. So
So it would be wise then to go back and do more customer discovery, right? Talk to the people who are likely to be your customers and see if they want to combine a retreat, which is kind of in first staying over, along with maybe yoga sessions or breathing sessions and hiking, and try to let your customers tell you what they want.
yeah.
And then it's very low cost for you if you just start doing these hikes and inviting people to come. You don't have to feed them a lot the first time. You just do an hour-long hike and bring water and tell them to bring water and sunscreen and like whatever bear spray or whatever it is that you need to stay safe. And then I would do the holistic part of what you want to accomplish, because I think that's your unique factor. And so I would plan out a route, and along that route, have them stop and either meditate or whatever it is that you want to do with them. The breathing exercises, the stretching, whatever it is, but plan it out and see how many you get to sign up the first time. And you should commit to doing it maybe at least 4 times and ask them to tell their friends and see if you can grow a following. And then in that way, you can validate as well.
So this is without any of the IVs.
Oh, that's right.
Is that what you're saying?
The IVs, it does seem like 2 separate businesses, but there's nothing that says that you can't do both. Right? You could have one business that is about taking the IVs to improve well-being. That seems like instead of doing it on trail, seems like something you want to do in a very comfortable setting.
Yeah. It would be either before the hike or before the retreat or after the hike. It wouldn't be during or outside or anything. Although it is mobile and it can be outside if that is what they wanted. Like if we were in like the rock and roll marathon on the Las Vegas Strip, then you know it's mobile. It's made for that. The business is made for that.
So is that just like, I don't know, is that an add-on to what your hike is? So like, it would the idea be, you post, okay, here are the dates for the hike. As an add-on, you can also get this, we'll have a mobile set up, or mobile truck set up, to come early, come at this time, or stay late. It's an additional, whatever the cost is. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I think you can test that too. I don't know what the bigger draw is going to be. That's your job to find out. Is the bigger draw the nature hike, where people don't know how, where to go? Or is the bigger draw the IV to improve their oxygenation or just the way that they feel because you're giving them vitamins?
Mm-hmm.
Because I can see it in a cart, right? Like I can see signing up for the hike, which is say $50, which is per person or whatever it is. And then when you're going to pay your card, there's an add-on then, hike, would you like an IV? Here are the different cocktails of IV. They select which one they want. And if they do, I mean, there's probably going to be some kind of disclaimer saying you need to be here an hour before the hike time if you decide you do want this. If not, then people can still join the hike and not do, because that's kind of the way I'm seeing it. Is the hike for recovery, or is it to make them feel more energized?
It's for both, actually. It's great for recovery. It would be great like after a marathon, after a big hike. But it's also great for preparing.
So I don't know much about this. So are the cocktails different?
Yes, yeah, it's based on what they ask for. So whether it's hydration, whether it's for energy, whether it's for recovery, yeah. Or if they have headaches, nausea, if they have a cold and flu, those are the different, like, I guess, cocktails or infusions that they could get.
Gotcha. Melly, I have a question. It sounds so cool to be able to have the cocktails. When I'm booking my my excursion with you or my hike with you, do I get to see what different cocktails are available and then say what I'd like to have beforehand or what I'd like to have after?
Yes, yeah.
Gotcha. So it has like a picture of 4 different cocktails and it lets me know what each of their benefits are. And then from there, it can say like best, is it recommended before or after based off what it is that I'm looking for?
Right. I can have like 4 that I would recommend just so they have something to look at, but it's really just based on the person. I have over 20 different meds that I can use and make one specifically for the person.
Gotcha. It kind of sounds to me as like a tropical smoothie. It's like I get my regular smoothie and then I get add-ins. So I was just trying to see what the add-ins were going to be based off how I'm feeling today. If I need an energy boost or if I need a fat burner, all those different things can be added. I just was curious as to what the ones are that are going to be added, then what's the base, and then when should I take it? Because I love the hike, but I don't know when I should be taking these things. So I was just curious about that.
Yeah, sure.
I think it provides an interesting upsell opportunity too after the hike for people that are maybe a little tired.
I do want to do it more than a hike because I'm comfortable with marketing my hikes that I've been doing monthly. But I want to make it into an entire retreat. So not just a hike, not just a 1-day thing, but like an entire retreat that I could maybe pitch to like a startup business that wants to get like a cohesive team that wants to get their team more connected and wants to basically pamper their team members so that their team members feel their very best.
I think that's a good marketing avenue. Yeah, I think also larger companies have different things that they do for different groups, like the marketing group and the executive group and the sales group. Sales groups tend to do a lot of those raw type of team building things because you have to keep your sales people elevated. So the retreat, now would you be going to like a glamping area or maybe tent camping? Like what level of experience would this be for the participants?
I'm thinking, yes, like a glamping somewhere in Mount Charleston or somewhere in Red Rock when the weather is better.
Yeah, when it's not so hot, although
Yeah.
when it's warm, you do want to have more hydration. So that's good. So as an entrepreneur, what I would say to all of you is if you feel like you've got a unique value proposition, you shouldn't let anybody talk yourself out. You should pursue it until you're convinced that it's not enough. So don't feel discouraged. Go ahead and do that presentation as if you started it and it's successful and these are facts. Just act as if.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Listen, I need a daily weight loss thing, so I'll be your next customer.
That they offer to their customers.
So like our festivals are something, the festival, my sister, it's not even at festivals.
Burning Man.
Oh, Burning Man needed it.
That's
Yeah.
what they do.
So you have here. Oh. Yeah. Festival.
EDC, there's EDC, there's like this beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's gonna be different this year. It's gonna be more block party. I think they're a little more local. So it'll be more
Yeah,
local.
in November they do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be a little different. This time's gonna be probably, it'd be cool. It's there and Brandon. It's there.
That sounds like an amazing connection.
Yeah.
He's an organizer.
She's a.
Right. Yeah, so Millie, what I would suggest for that is that you try to figure out what your pricing would be. Put together some packages. You would have something ready to give to her when you contact her and her information is shared with you.
I didn't get to hear what the other person said, so I'm not sure what they said.
Oh, he said that this year Life is Beautiful was downtown. It's going to change a little bit this year and it's more of a local festival. And so I think it's going to be longer, more of a block party. And so he has a friend who is a marketing organizer for this event.
Huh.
So I was suggesting that you get something together that you could offer as a package.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
If you could partner with them, they may ask you to buy a booth or something, but you just go down the path and see where it leads and see if there might be somebody else that you can share a booth with or partner with and present for complimentary offerings.
Yeah.
And so the marketing person would probably have an idea of who the vendors are going to be. But first, just talking with her and saying, this is my idea. I'd like to do a test run, although I'm an experienced phlebotomist or whatever you call yourself, infusion artist.
I'm a registered nurse.
A registered nurse, but you've been mixing these cocktails. You've done this.
Well, they're not cocktails. I mean, they are prescribed by a doctor. We do have doctors.
So they cut, I know I call them cocktails, I don't.
But they're pre-mixed, right? They come in and I.
No, they're not pre-mixed. I would be pre-mixing. I would be mixing them in front of the person
Customized, that's
or
nice.
the customer. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then the doctor would be talking to them through telehealth before I give them anything.
Oh, that's, all right, that puts a whole different kind of spin on it. So, yeah, it's customized medicine.
Yes. Yeah. Also, I do have a friend, like a good friend that I would be partnering with for these retreats, and she's a doctor of Chinese medicine, and she does acupuncture. So while they get an IV, they can also get acupuncture done if they want.
I think that's a good combination.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, we need to get the details on those marketing person, so that Molly can contact her and bring her acupuncture. Probably into. Okay, cool. All right. So if you do want to participate in Demo Den, we're not forcing anybody who doesn't want to do it, but if you do, I would pursue one of these ideas and make the presentation about that. Because you do have a lot of different directions you can go in, and as a founder, you're going to try things, and then you're going to pivot, and you're going to find the thing that works. But the reason I think that Mark was like, I don't understand what you're saying, is because there were two seemingly different things.
Hmm.
They make sense in your head. So present a cohesive idea in your presentation, and then be open to pivoting or changing if it doesn't work out the first time.
Okay.
AV, I see you've joined us. Welcome. Fawn's in the room. And Dawn, hi. Do any of you have any questions about what we've covered in this whole course? Just to clarify anything, or if you are concerned about making a particular slide that deals with that particular topic. Fawn raised her hand. Oh, shit.
Oh, hi, everybody. Good to see you all online too. Just a clarifying topic, because like I did speak with an individual last week and, just talking about demo day in particular. And like, ooh, I don't have a presentation or I can't have it ready starting school today. And, it's just not like I list things. And so it's like, I don't know if others are kind of feeling the way where they're kind of pulling back a little bit because they don't have the slideshow. But I did talk with Kara over there, and I was like, what if it was something a little more formal, where someone just gets up and makes their pitch? Like, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm servicing, and just to, really bring that and be open to questions. I just don't want people to feel that they're like afraid, like, oh shoot, I don't have a PowerPoint app, or I don't know how to make when I'm thinking about just like how many people have, it might be an accessibility issue, I don't know. But I do know with one individual, it's just like, oh shoot, I just don't have the time to make this presentation. And I was like, actually, I think you need to get out of your head that you don't need 10 slides on it, or what do I put? I don't know how to do that yet, but I just wanted to, just bring that up, that maybe not everybody has the means to do this whole presentation, but they have the
passion.
the passion to
Talk
share
about it, yes.
their ideas.
Absolutely, that works too. And the more you talk about your business, the easier it comes to you. So if this is the first time standing up in front of people and talking about your business, and you're open to having questions, then you'll be able to learn some things that you didn't mention that people asked about, and you can include that in your presentation next time. And yeah, you can get the slides later. Just being able to get up and talk about your idea and show your passion, that's great. That is a good step forward. Any questions on that? Does anybody want to practice maybe without these slides or anything? Just going to go over what they're thinking.
have AB says that his deck's not done. He did have the first day of school. He's been busy with his history courses, but Vaughn will be presenting on Friday for him.
Okay. Wonderful, fun. Yes,
Maybe do you have an idea of what your reason, without the slide, just an idea of what you would like to include, what you're thinking?
Hello.
Hi.
So, as you know, I guess our business is somewhat started, obviously, and or New Art, but we also do the nonprofit work as well. So we sit on that board, and that's IAF or Indigenous AF, and we're looking to expand into online retail or online store, but not just, it wouldn't be New Art, which is Fawn's kind of art business portion, but more for other artists too that are affiliated with New Art, or I'm sorry, affiliated with IAF and the New Art Collective, I guess, some of those artists, but so I still need to talk with Fawn about it. So no, I've thought a lot about these things, and this class has been helpful and given a lot of nuggets, a lot of good information, but we're still kind of working on it. And Fawn, do you know if you want to present like more so on what Indigenous AF is doing? We haven't talked about this. We just finished another meeting, but this was not we did not get to this part of the agenda. Thank you.
That's fine too. Oh yeah, we're gonna just need to discuss it, because I was just gonna talk about like who we are, what we did, why we did, the spaces, and just a small run through like what we're doing. Obstacles we did, but more just talking about, I don't know, I guess like a pep talk. You know, like we did it, you know, others can do it too. It's a tough road, but it's so fulfilling. So yeah, I was gonna speak on who are, and if I talk about the IAF, then maybe we can get a bit more and discuss topics and stuff, but it's this Friday, so they don't have to get pressure on.
well, fun, just so you know, founder stories are usually very inspirational. Just to know that somebody that you've met has done it. And I know you've had obstacles, but I listened to you at the IAF program, you know, West Side School, and you were a great speaker and very inspirational. You can tell you had particularly devastating event the day before, or even that morning. And, and yeah, you did great. And it is inspiring. So founder stories are always helpful. Yeah.
So, I think a lot of us are. The Toastmasters.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Honestly, just talk to myself a lot, and so if I can get good.
Are you able to ask for feedback from the Toastmasters?
I think so. I just found it last night, so. Pitch slap. Pitch slap them, or just they were pitch at them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, actually, so I got stuck with them. Pitch at them. Getting the muscle memory. I have tons of those. I think I have 3 pitch decks. But they didn't throw all of them. It sounds weird. It's not solid.
Yeah, well, that's that you can consolidate them into one, but as you go down your founder journey, you will find that you need different pitch decks.
Yeah.
Depending on what the requirements are. So if you like getting really comfortable in sort of a cocktail party setting, to be able to describe what your business does in one or two sentences and kind of make it interesting enough for them to say, oh, tell me more. I mean, that's really the goal of any of our pitch decks is to get somebody to lean forward and say, tell me more. So you don't want to reveal everything. You want to make it kind of interesting and leave some questions unasked and unanswered. And editing is one of the hard things to do. So like, and it's great to write stream of consciousness, write everything out, and then put it away for a couple days, and then come back and see if you would phrase it differently, or even just do it again, fresh. And then after a little more time, compare them and decide where you worded things better and work with that.
Yeah, thank you for that. That's what I'm hoping this could just repeat it over and over and over again.
Yeah, but don't put too much pressure on yourself, right? This is supposed to be just an exercise. We're just starting to talk about our businesses.
So, first question, go. Nothing specific. I think you've provided so much detailed help on everything. I can refer to that as questions and it's clear.
That's right, because there's a lot. I mean, we covered a lot of ground, a lot of different topics. And sometimes like one will click now, and in 3 months, something else will click. And so you can't be too hard on yourself. It's a learning process.
Yeah, and this one was a question here. If you calculate and Samsung, this is whole US market, but is it US market? You know, every government from every country. Right?
Yeah, and it's different in other countries.
It
And
is.
so I would say keep them sort of separate because I don't understand how politics works in different countries, and I can't imagine that you do either. So if you're going to focus on this country, just stick with this country
Yeah.
for a while, because at least we taught in school how the government works, so we can understand that part. And then from state to state, it's going to differ too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, county level is different from the city level. We go to rural areas in, Minot, South Dakota, and North Dakota. Anyway, wherever it is in like the Dakotas, I'm sure it's completely different from it is here or in.
US. And some would be without
Well, some is, so Sam could be Nevada.
temporary.
Yeah, be available market, but your obtainable market, should be a projection of what you think you can make revenue wise in a certain time period.
Mhm.
So for that, you have to understand what you're gonna charge, how much each customer is gonna bring in. With your business, you may find that it's very cyclical because the elections come in cycles.
Yes.
But what you're trying to do is even out the reach that the politicians have when they're not campaigning, so that they can build up trust over time.
So currently I'm taking into consideration, very, which I charge for and or software. It's that.
Right.
And that said, like that's the only thing I'm getting tracking for. That said, that, regular events and things like that. So is that something I should come in to mention? Like this is just one of the business models we see that it might be other.
Yes, yes, you can definitely say, okay, so we're gonna start with our steady business to build the business. But we see potential in doing events, organizing events for parties, for politicians, for groups of people who are interested in what the candidates are saying. So we can delineate the different types of events that we think
This,
we can do.
should that just be something I mentioned? I really have it. I'm just one.
No, just mention it as that those are possible other revenues.
Peace.
You're welcome. Okay. think we have Dawn and Zilcha. Is that how it comes for you? Online? And when I talked to Dawn last Wednesday, she was pretty sure that she was ready to go once we were able to discuss song. Dawn, did you want to talk about the song?
She says yes.
Okay, okay. If you want to go ahead and unmute Dawn, that would be great, and then we can go over some of your questions. Thank you.
Some of my questions were, I really didn't understand what a business model was. And I guess it's like, do I just say it's like direct sales or e-commerce? Is that what a business model is?
And so the business model is how you're reaching your customers. So yes, e-commerce is part of your business model description. And you're selling direct to the consumer. And if you had, I know you have a range of different products that you're selling. And so instead of like trying to talk about each different product, you can talk about like the average price of your product and then the average cost to make it. You don't have to reveal that if you don't want to in this situation, because there aren't investors in the room. Investors would probe into that more, like what your margins are. But for you, for this, I would love to see images of the different styles of jewelry that you make. And you don't have to put a price on everything, but just let us know what the average price is for, you know, your most popular items.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to seeing it.
Okay.
And Rachel, are you online? Maybe she's muted. Oh, I see she.
Yeah. Oh, she has a question.
Yeah.
Are there any investors that will be at the pitch? Which she just answered. Oh, they said, will there be any investors at the pitch? And then they believe that you just answered the question, Maggie.
Yeah, I don't think that there will be many investors, and even if they were, they probably will not reveal themselves. It's supposed to be an encouraging sort of event, so investors bring a lot of pressure, and I don't think we need that
Thank you.
yet. You're welcome. And so, Zochel, can you tell us who this character is in your image? Sorry, Naz, I know you can hardly see over there.
And we've got another question before that. Will you be grading these pitches?
Oh my goodness, no.
They sent an angel to
I think, if anybody wanted feedback, they could probably check in sessions, I think,
Yeah, or I mean, if you want feedback right away, you can have it. If you want it privately, we can do it that way. I would hope that you would welcome questions so that you can know what else people wonder when you start talking about it. Maybe the next time you could incorporate the answer before I don't ask.
Dawn says she is hoping for your feedback.
Oh, okay. Okay, are we learning who this character is?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a lot of background noise, so I was trying to avoid talking and just typing. So that is, I was just telling someone I couldn't figure out how to change it, so I just left it. But that is one of my paintings of Maya Well. She is a deity that represents femininity and fertility, and she's also like the patron of agave. So she's represents agave and all the fun drinks that we get from it, like tequila and mezcal.
Oh, Okay, so in her right hand, she has some drinks.
Yeah.
I see Amy likes that. And what's in her left hand?
I believe that I know in one hand she has the ceramic vessel which has pulque, which is a traditional fermented drink made out of agave, and in the other hand I believe she has it is like a dagger to cut, because you have to cut down the agave to make the drinks.
They both look like vessels to me.
Oh, you know what? That's the flower pot. I'm sorry. There is on the side of her on the ground, there's like the dagger thing.
I can't find that out. Can you see it on your screen there? Des, or probably there? Or Andrew?
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I love the colors.
AB actually has a question for us, but it's gonna shift gears to being a tougher question about business overall. And he said it might be something to hold off for Wednesday, unless you're ready now.
Well, I'll go ahead and ask the question. Thank you. So I think I'll speak for myself. I'll use first person. I think for a long time, business and the idea of capitalism and kind of big business and for people of color, kind of the histories around colonialism and things of that nature have made it tough to talk about business or to think about ourselves as entrepreneurs in ways. I know sometimes I was just having a conversation with a friend today, just about some of the stuff that we're doing and thinking about, and talking about millionaires and billionaires and things like that. And I think that obviously we want to make money in our businesses, but we do have this kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. Maybe somebody else can chime in, because I know I've had these discussions with Fawn. I've had these discussions, somewhat with Sochi. Just that there's kind of a negativity around capitalism. And so, we're some of us are working for nonprofits, and our objective might not even be to make a lot of money. Fawn and I have had these conversations. It's like, look at Sochi's art. It's beautiful. It's like you learn so much, you're educated through it. And so some of our goal is not to make a lot of money, but just to kind of spread education, or have people feel good about their culture, things of that nature. And so I'm just wondering, if those leading the course have any advice just on how to think about this kind of, I don't know if it's a catch-22 or a double-edged sword, or just that relationship with capitalism, and for how a lot of us doing small business or community work can maybe think about or talk about business or feel even differently about business. I don't even think of myself as a quote unquote businessman, because there's things wrapped into it like patriarchy, some of these things that are more negative historically. So how can we kind of move forward and maybe just open it up to discussion for anybody who just has thoughts on this, and some of that struggle between us seeing ourselves as business minded or business people. Sorry that was so complex, but
No, I get it. I totally get it. And we were a little worried about that when we wanted to bring entrepreneurism to tribal peoples, because there has been an aversion to be seen as a capitalist. And so I would say, don't think of yourself as a capitalist. Think of yourself as somebody who is making his own way to achieve the goals that he wants to achieve, either in business or for his family. And so we're traders. Capitalists basically are traders. We trade money for things of value, or we trade goods for goods. So and my understanding is that is a very common theme among the Native peoples, is they're taking care of each other, and it's a trading sort of economy. But when you think of yourself as a capitalist, you're saying, okay, well, I'm trading for money instead of goods. And money is sometimes all the other people have. And but they value what you have when they want to trade with you for that. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff wrapped up into it, including the patriarchy, including the government taking taxes and making it difficult for people to do business. But if you think of it as your way to make your life better by spreading information and getting your products into the hands of other people, then I think that you can feel better. I mean,
And then we have some feedback on that as well, Maggie.
oh, sure. Great.
Oh.
We need to have the microphone.
Oh,
Here, maybe, I'm sorry.
thank you.
And-
All right, so
And thank you for that. Thank you for those words.
and then Socho asked or believes, is it more like a catch-22? Because when you're asked questions about how do you want to buy things or buying things the cheapest, but also making sure that you have the largest margin, or is something sourced ethically? She believes that's more of a catch-22, but what do you say? What do you think?
Well, we had our pricing session, and he was trying to get to the point where you priced your product at the rate at which people are willing to pay. And he said, absolutely, you can charge different customers different amounts. And I think that you can embrace that, because for somebody who has no artistic talent whatsoever, to be able to buy one of your painting associate is a gift. It's a gift to be able to bring that into their home. And so you shouldn't feel bad about charging more for it for certain populations. Yeah, actually, that's okay, guys. I'm not gonna lie. So and I think I know what you're getting at. Charge less to your people, charge less to your tribes. That's something that you can actually do, right? When you're out in the market, out to First Friday, you're out to, something like that, charge more. It's really up to you. I think so. And being a colored Muslim and all these things myself that, I struggle with certain things that happen with the government and everything. I understand where you're coming from. And I have a friend who sold hijab, right? A hijab is a piece that you wear when you pray. If you're religious, you wear it, and she would absolutely, some people just bought the shawl because they liked the shawl. If it was somebody Muslim and she was at a mosque, she'd charge less or actually nothing, because sometimes she would just go right to a lot of the poor community. But if you're selling it online, she's absolutely charging. Absolutely, and she has no problems doing that. And it is because there's a different meaning behind it when you're selling it to somebody who's going to use it to pray versus somebody who is going to use it as a fashion. And that's kind of what it is, right? So, yeah. Charge more if you're out on, First Friday, or if you're selling apparel. I don't see anything wrong with it. Especially in Dawn's case, I don't see anything wrong with it. Right, so then the question becomes, do you feel like you've sold yourself out by going to an event where you can charge more? And that's something that you have to do with yourself. That's be comfortable with where you're selling your wares as well. Yeah. I think that's definitely something to think about, right? Like I don't think my husband would ever take something where wearing a job in a bar. I'm like, oh gosh, that's super wrong. Like that's not a crowd that she would go to, a nightclub store and sell jobs. So it's all on your own morals, what you feel comfortable with, and ethically your responsibility to your community.
those all play into how you're gonna sell the products. And that would be the thing that really was.
Yeah, I mean, it's really with the, kind of be in it. We tried this earlier today, but I can't remember this one, I know there would be in. Bombas, the stocks, you know, so they started their business with the idea that for every pair they sold, they were going to give a pair away. And so if you're feeling bad about selling out to the man or becoming a capitalist, by going to a craft fair where you can charge double or triple what you would normally charge, then take some of that profit and donate it back to causes that you believe in. There are ways to kind of even out the score a little bit, and you don't ever have to feel like you're selling out. You sell where you want to sell. You sell to the people you want to sell to. You set your own prices. Understanding that if there are people who are not going to understand the meaning of this stuff, or in my case too, I have no artistic talent, where I'm happy to pay more for something that's beautiful because I can't make it. And that's really the trade. The trade is you have beautiful art, I only have money. That's the trade. Yes, Ms.
Fawn actually gave us a beautiful explanation in chat. Would you be willing to share with us?
Oh, sure. I'll just kind of read it, I guess. Kevin, me and my partner here to talk about ethically sourced materials on our hike in Mexico. I saw this organic material, I'm not gonna say exactly what it is, because it's kind of, but it was there in the, in our ways, our indigenous ways, we leave tobacco or an offering, if you want to take a piece from the land, or that is, you have to have that reciprocity, you know, with the place. But then I felt like, well, is it ethical, or what's not from my use of inviting lands, it's from the table lands. What's my connection there? What's my relationship to that space? What's our relationship to the people in that place? We have the same energy, you know, when I made this work of art out of this organic material, and, you know, either, you know, do something with it. You know, it's like, well, if I grew this or mass produced the item that best, it just really brought up more questions and a clear answer. But the bottom line is the item that I saw, I can see it here too. And so if I were to go to our homelands, then the source of these pieces, you know, in the right way, I would feel stronger, you know, towards it. I would feel better about creating art with, you know, these items. And frankly, it would cost more because it is ethically sourced. It is made by hiding hands on hiding lands, and it's a niche that you know, only a few people have. And so, so yeah, I think I answered my own question when it came to like what is ethically sourced. But with our nonprofit, like we have talks like this all the time, saying, you know, we're here for the community, through arts and education, and you know, like it would cost so much more. We don't have the money, like that much money to get the little wooden forks and the wooden spoons that are really awesome, you know, for our events. Sometimes we have the plastic spoons, or you know, getting something that's not organic food, but it's more like, you know, what can we do to eat most? Yeah, you're coming out to that question today, like, you know, what can we do that's healthier? You know, on Friday besides nachos, you know, we can eat nachos.
Bringing fruit.
I'm bringing home fruit.
Oh,
Fresh fruit.
cool. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a great.
I got you.
So we think about these things all the time, especially when we think about like, you know, how do we show up with the community? What do we do for community? Or even this, the shirts that we sell, let's say, you know, if you just say, like, you know, we try to work with a local vendor, you know, for the print, you know, there's small businesses. And so it's like, we think about these questions all the time, but sometimes it's like, you can't really get around it, except coming back to what is the intention? What are we doing with the money that we're getting? What are we doing, you know, with the community? And that kind of really answers it all, is that, well, you know, being able to purchase or save money here, you know, for these little paper plates or, you know, whatever, allows us to do more things, you know, when it comes like to the arts. And plus with arts, I mean, there's a lot of waste with it. Just as an artist, yeah, I mean, we're using a lot of materials. there's the paints, the canvases, things that get tossed away. We try, our best to recycle, those materials, but, being an artist, yeah, it makes a lot of, but yeah, sorry, I'm just kind of going on.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Life is full of trade-offs, and you have to decide what first. And I think that where you are, being able to do more good in the artistic area and saving some pennies on paper plates and plastic forks, I think that makes sense. I think people who could possibly reject. You're being thoughtful about everything.
No, I think.
Well, can't worry about everybody's. I mean, you have to.
That is great advice.
Yes, you were working with Amy, you guys were discussing these things, we're making decisions, like the best decisions you can make at the time. And then if somebody chooses to be negative, it's like that. Okay, anything else going on over this?
Nothing else online at the moment.
I think also when you potentially expect to get more revenue, when you can, then, from the source that you want to, that's always an option. I think farming can, I think the reach, the impact of and I don't think you want to forget that. But I shouldn't feel that, right? Knowing that you're trying to get to will be able to kind of go back and source some try to raise more money. So together that will plan. For the impact of
Very sweet. I think when I was sorry, I had to take a call. But when I was walking out, I think there was a question about like what Friday would look like, or if anybody is coming to listen to the talks and the pitches. But just to let people online aware, the people in the room too, we're working with people that are, that want to do things, with their future, people that are showing up to our events, people who are, on time, and, bending with us, like work with so many different artists and vendors and other nonprofits, and, small groups like themselves. And, we're seeing like, oh, who's out there? But also, like, when I'm posting about these things on my Facebook page or what have you, there are also people who work with us and people who, not making any promises that somebody's going to fund, this idea, but there's also people who are looking like, oh, wait, who's this? Or, oh, who's in that group? And asking questions about, what business looks like for small businesses or native businesses in Nevada specifically. And so it's like, don't, come into room and think like, oh, well, there's only 2 people here that are hearing my talk, when there's somebody probably, listening that's very intently, trying to get what you're selling. And I think everybody who's here has, made their pitch about these amazing things, like with the, this political engagement, Melody with her hiking, Dr. We're with nurses, and Dawn with her fabulous arts, her regalia, and associated with her art as well. I think I could have something to say about everybody, but anybody who's been very intentional about being here every single week. It also speaks volumes. It's about who you are, what you're doing, and trying to just make something good of yourselves. That's better than most.
And we really appreciate you being here. We would be teaching it even if only one person showed up, because we have a mission too. We have a mission to make it easier for people to be entrepreneurs and to understand the challenges that they're going to face. And hopefully have some encouragement about it. And so when this course ends, our relationship doesn't end. You're welcome to reach out to us anytime to help putting together a pitch deck for a specific event. So we had our Incubate Vegas cohort ended in June. And one of the gals called me up last week, she said, I went to this pitch competition and I want to come and practice with you. And so Andrew and I were both enrolled to meet with her, help to understand what the rules were for the competition, and then hone in the pitch a little bit to hopefully give her more confidence and also give her a better shot at what she's doing. So we're here for you even beyond that. Any more questions?
The only questions online are just verifying what's happening Wednesday and what's happening Friday.
So Wednesday is pitch practice. We call it office hours, so you do feel like you have to come, if you don't want to come that day. But if you do want to come, we'll just take turns and kind of similar to tonight, you know, it's actually meant to be practice time. So you can practice online or you can practice in person, and we'll give you feedback then, so that it's not the very first time you're doing it on Friday. But it's okay if that is the first time you're doing it. You know, if you feel like you're not ready because your slides aren't ready, or you haven't put your story together in the order that you want to say it, then just come Friday and do it then.
And if you're working off of those because you don't have access to put a slide deck or something together,
These are notes. These are notes. Read the notes, keep them in front of you, finish. Over here. Yep, and you can do show and tell as well. You can bring in your products and tell us about them. And so we're starting at 4, but I believe that the event here starts at 5, correct? Okay. You want me to talk about that? Yeah, let me give it an overview first. So we have the hour from 4 to 5, so that if you don't want to present possibly in front of others, you can do it in that hour. If you do want to present in front of the rest of the community, you're welcome to do it between 5 and 6. We will be bringing in some extra food, including fruit and salads, and random plates and then yeah, so we'll bring some of that stuff in. And so, what time does your event? 8 p.m. 8 p.m. So we probably won't stay all that long. So the pitch hours are between 4 and 6, right? Presentation, unless we have enough people sign up that we need to go later into the 7 o'clock. Okay. Now you tell us how your event.
So everybody's online, so we're going to provide Final Friday Arts. They're what we do every last Friday of the month. And we have business data, families and friends, allies and families coming out. We do an art project, and we keep things free for the people. This is what our grant writing goes towards, so that we can do have materials, teach things, and have some people play some music in here, and it's just a way for people just to give back. I mean, you know, there's a lot going on in the world. We come here to try to forget about it, have some laughs with friends, meet some new friends. People from different Native communities, but we're intersectional, so there's people from just the community in general. But yeah, it's meant to be a good time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a couple of vendors. We're gonna have a walk with us and such from the group. We're gonna have tea tabling, and have an open studio in the green building. We also have Native Voters Alliance, which is a nonprofit organization. They will also be tabling and sharing about their events with them together. As well as Indigenous Day. So we have a couple of, vendors to see, but also fun to be had. So it's free. Please invite your families and your friends. And yeah, and you're just that you're gonna have a welcoming room to listen to you too. And it's always nice for our youth to see, you know, individuals like yourselves speaking about these things, speaking about your dreams. Because if you don't have that $1 million person that's in the crowd, you certainly have the ears of the youth who's like, wow, they're trying to do it. Maybe I want to.
Yeah, it's inspiring youth is also something that we try to do. So we are having a pitch competition with prize money. And it's kind of around the state, and it's for rural people. And so anybody who is living on a reservation is certainly rural. So anybody everybody qualifies for it. There's two tracks, there's the adult track, and then we have a youth track. They both win prizes. And the youth are middle school and higher, so middle school and high school. And then there's the adult track. And so we have the community college reviews and college out. They'll be hosting a rotation. Somebody wants to mention for I'll be up at community college. They usually have a rotation. So if we can find other locations, we connect with them so that people don't have to travel too far because it's rural. But we love that we've been able to sponsor prizes with youth competitors. And there's this one gal who's doing for this will be her third year, and she recruits people every year, fellow students, to come. And last year, she hasn't won. She does make students. But her friend won last year, who was making soaps, sassy little soaps. So it's so much fun for me to be able to work with the students to help them practice. We usually practice the day before in person so that they know what they're getting into. Sometimes they use especially not practice when they're up and top. So, yes, sir. If you live in Las Vegas, yeah, if you were on a reservation, it's so, go ahead. Oh, no, nothing. I love it. For me, it's always fun to see people. They do so well. They do. Any questions?
Nope, they only wanted to verify the times, but everybody is good. Don, Melly, Socho.
All right, one more question.
It's not technical, right? But AB, you're really familiar. You do a sweat together.
Probably. I'm not there to see your face, but hope to see. I'll see you in person on Friday. And just again, if anybody wants to vend on Friday, just talk with Fawn, and we'll get you set up if you want to show off whatever it is you're selling. Thank you.
Do you have more details on that?
Oh, just what he just reiterated what he said. So Dawn, and she wants a table.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Do you want to do it? Well, you can write it and to get it set up.
Melly says she'll see you then.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Well, guys, I guess we're around about or I think so. So Wednesday, same time. It's not mandatory, but same kind of feel as today. We're going to practice a bit more, answer some questions. And we'll see you then. Yeah, and feel free if you have questions between now and Wednesday, just go ahead and write to Maggie and start to put information in the Slack channel as well, and we'll respond to that. So if you have any questions, feel free. Okay, thanks, guys.